Well, man, we're gonna do it because Evie wants it.
Yeah.
When Evie wants, Evie gets. Is she in here?
She's outside.
She is? That's alright, we can wait. Oh. Should I do the song? Should I do the ballad?
Yes. Okay.
You ready for this?
Look, I just want to apologize. This is my fault. It's a dark song, but for some reason, it speaks to me.
Well, there are a lot of songwriters in this room, so I just take it for granted that there's also a lot of darkness.
Well, if you tell the story, it means so much more.
Yeah,
Tell the
sorry.
You got it.
No, he just asked me earlier, are you sure you want to play that?
I was getting ready to finish college and I was getting ready to be an adult in the world for the first time. And I felt like I did not have an understanding of what it was like. For most people in the world, the vast majority of people around the world, who don't have a choice as to what they want to do with their lives. They have to work hard with their hands usually. I bought a used van for $700. My mom's ex-boyfriend from high school was a used car dealer in Connecticut. The van didn't have any windows on it. It's kind of rusted out underneath. My friends call it the kidnapper van. Put a rug in the back. Little futon couch. A hibachi stove. Very safe. Very safe. Drove up to Canada. Why Canada? Why not? I don't know. I wanted to get as much cultural experience as I could. And I decided, well, I was going to hire on a farm. And I was going to be a farm worker for a little while. While I was at it, well, shit, they had farms up in Canada. I'd never been up there, so maybe I'll try it up there. Spent a handful of weeks traveling from town to town up in Canada, going to each town. I would have like each tiny little town up there would have like a local pub or a general store. I'd go into the general store and I'd ask where the farmer was in town. They'd point me in a direction. I'd go out to the farmer and I'd ask him for work, and they would say no, and I would drive on to the next town. Got to Cookstown, Ontario, population 67. One road. I went into the bar in the center of town. Well, it was the center, the bar was the center of town. It's called Fitzy's. I walked into Fitzy's and asked them who I should ask about finding some work, and they brought me out to a guy named Keith's farm. I walked up to that farm. Keith was in the barn, milking his herd of about 80 cows. I walked up behind him. I said, "Hey, I hear you might be interested in hiring on." And he said, "As a matter of fact, I am. Tell me what kind of experience you have with cows." I said, "I've seen a couple cows before." Truth is, that was probably, just talking to Keith right there was about as close to a cow as I'd gotten in my life, I think. And he kind of looked at me and he said, "Man, I appreciate that you want to work up here and stuff, but man, it'd take me a handful of time to just train you, and I just, you know what, I just don't think it's worth my while." And I said, "Okay, thank you," and I drove off, and I got about 2 miles down the road, and then I turned the van around and I drove back. Showed up in the barn again, Keith turned around, he said, "You again?" And I said, "Yeah." And I said, "Hey, I'll tell you what, if you put me up, I'll work for the first week for free, and you can decide after that week if you want to hire me for real." He He said, I'd be stupid to pass that up. And I said, yep. He said, all right. We start at 3 a.m. for the first milking tomorrow morning. I don't have a spot in the house for you set up yet, so, you know, you can pull your van behind the barn and sleep there. And I said, okay, thanks. I'll see you in the morning. And I drove back to Fitzy's to celebrate at the barn. Sat up at the barn, had myself a beer. And I noticed that there was this one table in the bar. It's like circular table, right? And like the meanest, nastiest, scraggliest looking dudes that walked into that bar sat at that table. They'd walk in separately. Some of them would say hi to each other, some of them wouldn't. But they all somehow, I don't know, it looked like they just like had earned a spot at that table somehow. I don't know what it was. They were all drinking Molson Canadians out of the bottle. They were all smoking Marlboro cigarettes. And I said to myself, I want to become a part of that fucking table. So over my course of my time working on Geese Farm, after each day I would go to Fitzy's and I would order Molson Canadian in a bottle. I started smoking just so I could buy a packet of Marlboro cigarettes and fit in. And eventually I did work my way onto that table. Got to make some friends, some kind of fellas that I don't think I would ever have been friends with otherwise. This is the story of one of them. His name was Ray. He was a trucker. This is a true story. Well, my name is Ray Thomas, a truck north of here. And I'll spin you a tale if you lend me your ear, and you keep me supplied with the smoke and a beer. Yeah, I'm 65 now and I'm still on the road, doing locals up north in the snow, in the cold. But at night it's back home where I'll drop off my load, and I'll go out to see my McCain love. Yeah, it's Fitzy's in town where us locals do dwell, and the booze treats you right, and it's all that they sell. And the girl in the skirt comes right over to me. She serves me a beer, and she's all that I see. Okay, love. Michaela, you're a vision to these eyes of mine, and you can talk to me any and every old time. You're the reason I'm still on this earth, can't you see? You're a goddess, a poet, a beauty to me. Well, I killed a man once, back in '73. I was doing a job down in West Tennessee when a man fell asleep. He swerved into the oncoming lane. Well, they all told me that I wasn't to blame. And I turned to the bottle where I've been ever since, and I ain't coming back till I no longer glance that boy's body crushed all the way into his backseat by my 18-wheel killer, hands and my feet. And on the hard days, she knows that she'll give me a smile. And I'll tell her a joke, but laugh for a while. To keep the beers coming to 2 or till 3. And I'll wrap myself up in my own fantasy with my Michaela. Michaela, you read in my mind. It's okay to forget for a while what's behind, and you pardon my sentence with one mischievous line. You make me struggle one more day at a time. Day at a time. Well, my eldest son Randy, he took off with a shout. And a shot crossed my jaw when he knocked me clean out. He stood up on his feet, the man I taught him to be, with my own swollen knuckles, like my dad did me. And my 2 girls, they live here in town. They each married a Jones boy, true love they have found. Or at least they'll keep thinking till they hit the ground, from a dream that grows old and faded. And my wife, well, she shuts her mouth, 'cause I am paying the rent, and I will beat her like hell, and that's where I'll be sent. For I've known all along, since I was born, where I'm bound, to a place where I'll no longer hear the sweet sound of Michaela. Michaela, oh angel, you turned me around. You're the daughter and lover and meaning I found. And you are not cursed by my Thomas bloodline. You don't right know me yet, think you're God and think mine. Think mine. Grew up as a farm girl, she's now paving a way. And it's waitress by night, and it's study by day, that she'll soon make her fortune. Don't come as a surprise, as she takes on the world with those invincible eyes. Works now 3 years at Fitzy's, come May or come June. And the men who come see her, they fill up the room, and we each get a turn at her service divine, as we're poured retribution one at a time by Michaela. Michaela, you never will know the extent of your magic to us down below. And Michaela, I'm yours till the day that I die. But I know that your future is greater than I. Greater than I. Oh, my Michaela.